Welcome back. Today we're going to be doing properties of exponents, the intro in Khan Academy, which is specifically oriented towards rational exponents. So let's just go ahead and jump right in. So it asks us to rewrite the expression in the form of z to the n. This is exponent form. So let me go ahead and get to my work pad here. This is exponent form. As you can see here, this is also an exponent form, but the exponent is a fraction, which is also known as a rational exponent. Okay, so we need to, another key piece of information, we see that this is a negative exponent. Whenever possible, you want to get rid of negative exponents and rewrite them to be positive. Okay, so if we have, let's make it purple, 1 over z to the negative 1 over 2, the first thing we need to do is get rid of this negative exponent. To get rid of negative exponents, the easiest way to think of it is if it's negative in the bottom, it will go to the top. And let's say we had z to the negative 1/2 over 1. If it's negative in the top, you can move it to the bottom to become positive, okay? So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to rewrite this. As it moves from the bottom, it vacates it. And now we just have 1 times z, and now it's to the positive 1/2. These two things are equal. 1 over z to the negative 1/2 is equal to 1 times z to the 1/2. We just got rid of the negative sign in the exponent. Okay, that's very important to recognize. Now that we have it like this, we can just write it as 1 times z to the 1/2 is just z to the 1/2. This is also equal to the square root of z, but it wants it in exponent form, so we are going to leave our answer as z to the 1/2. So let's go ahead and find here z. We'll just get an exponent, and we're going to type in a fraction, and our fraction is going to have 1 on the top, 2 in the bottom. Excellent. So we're going to go ahead and do the next one just to make sure we understand it. Rewrite the expression in the form of b to the n. Again, it's going to be an exponent form. No radicals. But now we have no negative exponents, so we can go ahead and jump right in. So the first thing we see is we have b to the 1 over 5 divided by b. Okay, now if you want, think of it as a little invisible 1 here. Anytime you see a b or an x or any variable and it doesn't have an exponent, there is an implied exponent there, and it's a 1. Okay, now we're going to use the property, the quotient property of exponents, because that's technically a divide sign. And we're going to rewrite this a different way. So we're going to say b to the 1/2 divided by b to the first. Now, if the bases are the same, we can rewrite this again as b to the 1/2 minus 1, all in the exponent. Okay, so I wrote it as on a diagonal. If you want, just go ahead and tilt your screen. I'll try to write straighter next time. But anytime we see the quotient or divide, that means we can subtract exponents if the bases are the same. In this case, they are. So now we just have a problem where we just need to do 1 over 5 minus 1. Hopefully we remember how to subtract, add and subtract fractions. So I'm going to first change the fractions so that they're same. 1 is the same thing as 5 over 5. We want the denominators to be the same. 1 minus 5 in the top gives me negative 4. We're going to keep the base the same. So it's negative 4 over 5. Keep in mind we are raising b to that power. So the answer is b to the negative 4 over 5 power. Now, here's the problem. We have a negative exponent now. So if we have a negative exponent, we have to change it so that it becomes positive. So this becomes 1 over b to the negative 4 over 5. Positive. Because if you move it to the denominator, it goes from negative to positive. So we can rewrite this problem as 1 over b to the 4/5 power. So let's go ahead and do that. So we're going to be using a fraction. On the top, we had 1. Then we had b to the 4. We need another exponent. 4 over Now, I think you might be able to write it as a negative exponent. I don't know if it needs to be that picky. You know what? We're going to try it as a negative exponent just because I'm having trouble writing that as a fraction. All right, so we had negative. I forgot the negative sign out front. Let me go ahead and fix that. Negative 4 over 5. Check that. And there we go. So it didn't specifically ask for negative exponents, or it didn't say that it had to be positive exponents. So if it asks for negative exponents, just keep in mind that you have to put it into the denominator if it's in the top, or flip it from the bottom to the top if it was negative in the bottom. Okay, so that's just something to keep in mind. I know as a math teacher, I would ask a question like that and ask you to write it as positive, but for this particular example, it did not. So I hope this was helpful for you, and good luck on the rest of the problem.